Hey y'all, Scott here. I haven't uploaded in a little bit, but we're back at it, back on some Modern Warfare 2, and even though I haven't uploaded, I have still been on that camo grind, you already know. I don't remember what I had the last time I made a video. I should have done this before, let me look. Okay, so it doesn't even seem like I mentioned anything about where I was at in the camos. I kind of just like got right into whatever I was about to talk about. But I believe, based on what I was using, that I had done the ARs, the marksman rifles, 3 of the 4 snipers, and all of the launchers. So now, since then, I have done all of the secondaries, all the pistols, launchers, the knife, and then as far as primaries go, I have all the ARs, all the battle rifles, all the shotguns, all the LMGs, all the marksman rifles, all the sniper rifles, and the riot shield. So right now all I've got left to do is these SMGs, and then that's everything gold, and then I'm gonna start going through. I've been doing a couple things platinum at the same time, but for the most part I just wanted to do like one sweep after another. So I wanted to do like all gold, all the platinum, all the polyatomic. I'm about to pop a double weapon XP. I have 3 left, and I saved these 3 specifically for the SMGs because some of these levels, there's a lot of SMGs. There's 8, there's 9 now if you include this one, but for the purposes of the camos there's only 8. These are pretty low level, but these main 3, 30, 27, and then I already have the MP7, which I think was the other one that was 27. But I've been having so much fun with this grind. The only other grind that I've even had like half as much fun with was 2019. Obviously I only got the mastery camo for zombies and Cold War, and then I never did anything for Vanguard, and I didn't even try and get Damascus until way late into 2019's life cycle. Like the way that that game played, I don't know if I even would have gotten it without shoot the ship. So I feel like it should say something about this game, not only that I'm getting this camo so fast, but that I'm doing it on like the normal modes, like the main maps and everything, because these maps, like there are a couple maps that I'm not crazy about. I think I've mentioned them before. There's only 2 maps that I like really hate, but for the most part the maps are fine. But even those 2 I like won't avoid playing on all the time because there can be things that they're useful for. But yeah, like I said, 2019, a lot of those maps I thought were just straight up bad. So if they never introduced shoot the ship, I don't even know if I would have Damascus. I haven't had to talk and play at the same time in so long. I kind of am not good at it. Not that I was that good at it before, but eek. Camo challenge in this game, besides some of the weapon levels, the challenges are not that hard, and then there's only 4 of them. 5 if you count the gold challenge, which you should. I don't know why I wasn't. Most time-consuming part is literally just trying to level up the weapons, and I feel like gold has already been like relatively fast. I mean, the game's been out for a month and I'm just about to be done with it, but like in the grand scheme of things, with how long it took on the other games, this is really fast. The challenge for platinum is 25 long shots, which is like not that many, but at the same time I feel like it's gonna take a decent amount of time to get even that many. Maybe not with the pistols. The pistols actually like pretty consistently long shot. Like they really, you don't have to be that far away from someone to get a long shot with a pistol. I feel like half the shots that I got with the Deagle were long shots anyway, especially with the ARs. Like the snipers and the marksman rifles are gonna be fine. I could just do that in ground war, whatever. But I got 1 AR. I got the M4 gold in ground war, and that was like, I don't know. I think that's more about the M4 not being that great, especially over the distance that you need to get a long shot. But I saw a video, found out there's a scope in this game that actually shows you exactly how far you are from someone. So I'm definitely gonna use that thing, and it's gonna make it a lot easier. And I'm sure I could just find a list of all the distances I need for each gun. So I'm hoping it won't take as long as I'm thinking. I said when I started this grind that I wanted to do the ARs and SMGs first, just to get them out of the way since they were the biggest classes. But I actually ended up saving the SMGs for last because I flew through the ARs. Like the ARs by far were the fastest class, especially considering how many of them there are. Because the way that I sped through those, I was like, oh, all the other classes have less guns except for the SMGs, so it makes sense that I would probably speed through those too. But then I started doing the other ones, like the second class I did were the marksman rifles, and based on how long those took, I was like, okay, maybe I'll do all the things that would be more annoying first, and then come back to the SMGs later because I know that they're comparable to the ARs and would probably be easier. And I still think I'm right. And now we're here. Of all the classes, I don't think there's any ones that are particularly annoying. The launchers are not like good, but they're not as bad as they were. I feel like just compared to how they've been, doing the launchers in this game was like insanely easy. Some of them definitely took longer than others, but I did manage to get them done like pretty fast, as well as the platinum. The platinum challenge was actually really easy for all of them. The platinum challenge, I think it's just like shoot down, it's like 10 or 15 kill streaks. I think for the Strela it was 25. That actually was a little bit annoying because that launcher has like the worst bullet drop you've ever seen. That thing is just so underpowered. Like the rocket comes out of it and just immediately starts falling to the ground. The ARs were fine. The M16 is garbage. I think I talked about that already, but the M16 is like trash. But that was the only one that was like actually like annoying to do. What else? Let me look at these. Shotguns are all like, the Lockwood I feel like is pretty obviously the best one. Some people might disagree with me, but for the other ones, I tried to build them the best that I could for damage range, but the Lockwood was the only one that felt like it actually had a decent amount of range. Like all three of these, I felt like I really had to be like up in people's faces to get a one shot. Because if I was like, imagine this was a person, right? If I was using like the Bryson 890 and I was this far away, that's not a one shot, which is kind of insane, but it feels like I'm pretty sure it would have been a one shot with the Lockwood. All three of these just kind of felt like their range wasn't that great. The LMGs are fine. The RPK and the HCR are really good. The HCR just feels exactly like an AUG, and at some point I was doing the RPK and I actually had to like remember that it was an LMG because the way that I built it, it played exactly like one of the AKs. The marksman rifles, all the sniper ones are really good. The three non-sniper ones got a little bit tedious because to me they all felt like the exact same gun, especially these two, the LMS and the EBR. Besides the way that they look, they both play exactly the same as far as I'm concerned. They're both just 2 hits to the body. The TAC M was the same, that's also 2 hits to the body. It felt better for some reason. I don't know if it was the recoil or what. The snipers, also all very good. I was surprised by how good the snipers are. Obviously, especially these last two, the LAB and the SPX. I haven't used the Victus yet outside of Warzone, so I'm not entirely sure how it plays in multiplayer, but even with that, I'm still assuming that the SPX is the best sniper in the game just based on how it plays and feels, like even trumping the SPR, which makes sense because it basically is a variant of the SPR. Like you have to go through like 4 guns to get there. You have to do SPR, SAB, LAB, SPX. The MCPR is fine. The only thing I talked about it in one of my videos, but it has like this weird sway when you scope in that I don't really like. It doesn't mess up your aim, but it just looks kind of weird and it messes with my eyes. I'm actually really surprised with how much fun I had with the Signal. Signal is very good, especially for a 50 cal, just purely based on how I felt about 50 cals in the last couple games. Like they really just felt, they never were trash or anything, but they really just felt like they were meant for like long range sniping. And the Signal does have elements of that. Like it's definitely the slowest one, but even with that, it still feels really fun to play with. Like you can hit decent shots with it, you can make it decently fast, it hits very heavy obviously. So all the snipers, pleasantly surprised with how much fun I had with all the snipers. The riot shield is honestly kind of ridiculous in this game. I don't remember it being as tough as it is. Like in this game, it doesn't physically look bigger than all the other ones, but I don't remember the other ones being able to sponge as much. Like you can tank anything in the entire game with a riot shield. Like anyone can shoot anything at you. If you just crouch, then your feet are covered too. When I was trying to get camos, there were some people that were not so happy that I was using a riot shield, so they were pulling out all the stops to try and kill me, like anything that they could think of. Thermite, Semtex, which those are also kind of crazy. As far as I know, if somebody hits you with a thermite or a drill charge and you just put your shield behind your back again, maybe not the thermite, I don't remember, but I know for a fact that if you have a riot shield in front of you and someone hits you with a drill charge and you just put it on your back, the drill charge just completely disappears. So I'm hoping that they fix that at some point, because that seems like it would make sense, right? Like if you threw a drill charge at the shield, it would just drill through and kill them, whether it was on their front or their back, but it doesn't. Semtex is definitely the most effective thing against riot shields, but almost every time I throw a Semtex at someone with a riot shield, they just run up towards me and just kill me too. Even if, like, last resort, they pull out a rocket launcher, like they pull out a full launcher, like RPG, Strela, whatever. If they hit you with the rocket, I think that you don't even take damage. Like I can specifically remember at least 3 instances where I got shot point blank with a rocket and just nothing happened at all. No damage, no death. In fact, I think at least 2 of those times, the person that shot me with the rocket was the one that died. All that to say, the riot shield's pretty wild. The knife is pretty cool too. You fly around with the knife, which makes sense, you know, it's just a knife, but like I'm surprised with how fast you go. Like if you, hold on, I just want to pull it out now just to show you. So this is like my tack sprint speed with this gun, right? And this is just an SMG, it's not the heavy. But then I pull out the knife. Okay, it doesn't actually look that different. Maybe the SMG was a bad example because you're already pretty fast with those. But you definitely fly around with this thing. It feels kind of like there's no animation. Like there's a little bit of a lunge if you stab somebody, but then you could just stab them and keep going. Your character will even like kind of side knife them. Like if you run past somebody and they're a little bit off to your screen, like the right or the left, your character, he just like flips the knife towards them. Like, let me see if I can get an example of this. Okay, those were not the best examples ever, but you get it. I feel like in the other games, there was more like finality in the animation, you know, like you would hit somebody and you wouldn't stop dead in your tracks, but you'd slow down a little bit. But in this, it feels like you just keep going. You just swish, swish, stab. So yeah, that has been my experience thus far doing this camo grind. So I'm almost done. Within the next little bit, I will have everything completely gold. I feel like I'm gonna fly through these SMGs pretty quickly. So I'm definitely gonna make a video finishing up the last one, and then we can start getting into platinum. Even like from day one, knowing how different the camo grind was gonna be and how much easier it is, I still didn't really expect to like fly through it like this. Like I'm really crushing my time on any camo grinds. I have to look at the timeline because I know I uploaded a couple videos when I was doing Damascus, so I'm not sure exactly how long that took, but I'm interested because I was just doing that on Shoot House and Shipment. It definitely wasn't as long as it took for some other people, so I'm interested to see the timeline and if I did do that faster. So I'll have to go back and check that out, and then maybe I'll remember to bring that up in another video, or I won't, and we'll see. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, all that. If you're going for this camo grind, tell me where you're at. Tell me how much fun you're having with it, or if you aren't having fun, let me know why. And yeah, that's it. Later.